Well, I have a big challenge ahead of us with LSU on Sunday. They are a very aggressive team, have some explosive weapons offensively, and they really get after you on defense. So clearly an important game for us. We need to protect the home court and see if we can get another SEC victory, but it'll be a tough game.
What was the mood like, I guess, coming back, the first loss?
It was bad mood, very bad mood coming back. I was in a terrible mood coming back. Not happy to lose. You know, the team's done such a great job. We had not tasted defeat for a long time, and it was not a happy occasion. And so, you know, we just we need to regroup here and get back up on the horse and ride again. It's just a real tough night, and you have to give a lot of credit to South Carolina, and just got beat, and we need to do a better job.
As far as the players go, you pleased a little bit that they were in that bad mood?
No, I was just speaking to my mood. I'm not sure the play. We're in a real big plane, and the players were way in the back. So I'm not real sure what the mood was. But once I got back there and gave them my speech when I got back, they seemed appropriately upset. So I don't know. I don't think they ever take it as hard as I do. I don't know. I just think that's part of the deal. But they I'm sure are disappointed that we lost, and we need to see if we can find some redemption on Sunday.
In terms of what South Carolina did, what do you think other teams are going to see as, hey, that works against Kentucky, we can exploit that you need to work on?
Well, they were just, you know, so incredibly physical and tough, and you know, I think that when you get into a situation which you shouldn't have to be in basketball, you shouldn't have to be in a situation where it's just sort of a scrum on every play, and there's physical contact on every play. But we have no control over that. That is totally out of our hands on how the rules are administered in the game, and so we have to do a better job of adjusting to that. And that was the most disappointing thing for me, is just the look in our eye last night was not one that, hey, I'm going to get determined and I'm going to respond. It was more like, hey, this isn't how it should be, and I'm going to worry about that right now. You just have to really make an adjustment. It was a physical game. It was physical on both ends of the court. You have to adjust. And so, you know, if a team sits down and looks at that tape and says, hey, we're going to make it more of a football game, and we're going to really hit and bump and those kind of things, and if that's the way that is decided to be called that day, you have to adjust. You have no control over that. The only thing you have control over is your attitude and your effort. And we gave some good effort. It just wasn't good enough last night. South Carolina gave a better one, and they deserved the victory.
Do you expect LSU to play in the same way?
They did last time, two times last year. Really physical games, tough games, lot of contact in both games, and we didn't do a great job then. But I think we'll do better, and I think last night can be real valuable for us if we will adjust and make sure that we learn the lesson that needs to be learned from that tough loss.
Going back to your mood there for a second, I mean, you the kind of coach, when you have a loss like that where you think, as soon as this plane lands, we're going to go back and practice, just to kind of get their attention?
That's a violation of NCAA rules, so I'm not that kind of coach that would do that. There are times where my mood might dictate you might want to do that. I've gotten some great advice from coaches who've been at it a lot longer than me, and who I learned under and studied under. And you know, the game was a 2 or 3 bucket game, and you know, you just cannot you can't overreact, can't underreact. You have to react appropriately, and the players have done a really good job for a long stretch in this season. And so, you know, I don't think this is any time for drastic measures like that. I think that the sense of urgency from the players just needs to be, let's learn a lesson from a really, really physical, tough game. And if we're in that position again, which I hope that we're not, but if we are, we have to really respond differently than we did last night. So that's what you hope that they learn. And it was not a, total systems failure last night where we just didn't do anything right. So even if I'd been allowed, I probably wouldn't have practiced them when the plane landed last night. I was tired.
LSU's come in the past with some really world-class athletes. How would you assess this team?
They're athletic. They have some good athletes. They have some good skill players too, and well-balanced, can score a lot. They have a capability of putting points on the scoreboard. So, I think they are a really good SEC team, good athletes, good players, very well coached. So it'll be another tough Sunday afternoon in Memorial Coliseum.
You kind of see that game when you look at USC that kind of symbolizes maybe what the top echelon, just how close maybe those top 4 or 5 teams are.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of good teams there at the top, and South Carolina certainly is one of them. And they have long had my admiration for how tough they compete, and they certainly did nothing to convince me otherwise last night. They really competed hard and played hard.
Anything else?
Worse than a trip to the dentist?
Yeah, that was a bad root canal last night, man. It was bad.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.